So I've done a range of artworks tonight. There are quite a few to choose from. I feel as though they're all quite impressive, but some of them are sort of redone on used canvases, so there's been a picture which have been redone again to form another picture. I'll get to them in a minute, but first I'm going to show you my car. So this is what I call a lightning jack car. I don't know if it resembles anything towards a lightning jack, but it has a little lightning sign, and of course, you know, it's got a lightning flame at the back. So it's a little bit of a lightning jack car for me. That's what I've titled it anyways, even though it might not resemble a real lightning jack. So what it is pen and permanent marker and pen on paper. I'll give you a close up so you can have a look. As you can see, I did the outline in red pen, then I colored it in blue pen, and then I outlined it again in the lightweight pen to make it, the black pen, to make it stand out a bit. It comes in various shapes. You can see many contours and lines. I think it resembles a fairly cute kind of sports car anyway. Okay, this one's a little bit hard to see, but it's a highway picture. It used to be a face painting with a vase of flowers, but all that is left of the original painting is that white cloud which used to be hair. So it was a very quirky painting, but I changed it to a highway painting since all my highway paintings are so much more popular than any kind of face painting. So this is a really awesome version of a highway painting. I really like the slanted highway here outlined in red with black pavement. Normally I do it black with white or white with black, but today I changed it and I did red with black plus a brown stretch of lawn there, and more black on the horizon with one lone tree, and of course a large block of clouds up above. Like I said before, that block of clouds used to be hair, but I repainted it to form the highway image. This used to be a close-up of a face that covered more than half the image, but I sort of added I covered up the face with the brown paint and covered up the rest of its side with the black paint. Up here there are some coloured fragments on the tree where used to be a vase of flowers, but I changed it into a little black tree. So yeah, obviously this has totally been reformed, and I think it's going to be so much more popular than what it used to be. So the last painting I'm going to show you is this. I've probably sort of half shown you before. This used to be the face of a woman painting, but I've changed it into some sort of highway painting. It's really hard to make out the lines. It's still a little bit draft. I have to make it stand out a little bit more. But basically you've got this large bank of dune before a very shadowy, hilly landscape. In between the hills runs a road towards a setting sun. So it's totally been malformed. That used to be a woman with lips. I changed it to a highway painting, but it's still not finished. I've done 2 coats. So I need to make that highway stand out a bit more with a 3rd coat of red, and then it should be ready to sort of try and sell. But it's very iffy because it's very strange and weird. It's not as clean cut as this other highway painting or any other highway painting that I've done. So I'd be very interested to see how this goes. Obviously that sun is so blotchy, but it sort of makes it very unique. Being a highway painting, it'll probably sell, but I'm not sure how much it will sell for. So here's to just show you a couple of other styles of highway painting which I've already done. These ones are finished. I haven't retouched them or anything. Both of these are probably going to sell this week, but still not sure for how much. Actually, I think this one is already sold, and this one is yet to sell. Let me just double check. Okay, so both of them remain unsold, but any one of them could sell anytime. This used to be 3 highways going towards the city, but I changed it into one just to make the one highway stand out a bit more. The 3 highway made it a little bit too cluttered, so I repainted it and took out the 3 highways and just left the one in the center to form a more distinct sort of image, have the one road lead to the city rather than 3 roads lead to the city. And it really cleaned the image up and made it a lot more attractive. Now, I've told you this before, but I'll tell you once again, this used to be an island painting, so this all used to be water stretching out towards this island here. But I covered all this with black, made a highway stretching towards island and beach, and put a sun there, and redid the clouds. So that is a more expressive image, more likable because it's got the highway there, and definitely more distinctive. So it's made this whole painting more popular. The beach, the water painting going towards islands was just too probably watery, had too much water, not distinctive enough. But this highway has definitely been added, and it has made it more distinctive, more attractive, more likable, and given it a higher selling rate. So that's what I look for. I look for high sales and quick sales because they're so liked. But every highway painting is different. I'm really excited about this other version of this highway because I think this is very distinctive as well, and will definitely be probably top rank in the sales stakes. So I think this one will be sort of a really good chance of selling really well, whereas these ones, they're so much better than what they were before, but they might not sell for that much, depending on the whoever wants to buy it. So I'm still uncertain how much each one is going to sell for, but I think this one has a good chance of beating them all with the sales. So I'm sort of really excited. But these are sort of still very nice paintings, distinctive paintings, and have a good chance of selling. They're probably going to be sold this week. Other items that I've sold this week is this. This has been sold. It's a very weird sort of abstract. It's sort of a big mistake sort of drawing. It was supposed to be of a full figure, but I ended up only being able to fit in the legs. So after I just did that, I sort of said, well, may as well sort of make this a quirky image. So obviously on the pelvis I put a little face on, I put ears, I put arms over the ears, I put noses on the calves, I put eyes under the knees, and little mouths under the eyes. So it's really quirky, but it's sort of quite expressive. You definitely never find this type of drawing again. Here's another one that I've sold this week, a clown painting. All my clown paintings are very expressive, but I think this one stands out because it has a little pointed nose with a little painted nose. So most of my clown paintings have a rounded nose, but this one is very distinctive with its nice long face and little nose, which points. I think it's very pleasant and attractive. I'm so glad that it sold this week. Sometimes it takes 1 to 2 weeks to sell these kind of paintings, but this one sold within 1 week. And here's the other one that I sold this week, a Hansen painting. I really love these paintings. I think they're very expressive and it sort of portrays the group's image quite well. It has all this sort of features standing out, and it has like a lot of information, loads of line and contours. I like the shadow drawings. I like it the way that it's a shadow drawing. One of my last artworks I had to make more attractive by putting some color on. But these ones really look really good as a shadow drawing. So I really like the way that it portrays the group's image in shadow. And I'm glad that they're being sold. I sold one last week. I sold my favorite one last week because I put like little goofy eyebrows on this one over here. But this one's selling for over triple the amount of the last one. I'm glad that they're being sold. They're very expensive to make. There's a lot of effort going into these. Loads of black, loads of white, loads of pen. So, yeah, so that definitely takes a little bit of money to sort of get these paintings done, but once they're done, you sort of have a really nice image. Not all the images are as clear as this one, but this is another one which is really good. It has a very clear, distinctive image. It portrays the group really well, I think. So I'm really glad that it sold this week, and I can't wait to sell all the other ones of similar style. This is actually the next one that's going online for being sold. I don't know how long it'll take to sell because it's a little bit strange and a little bit abstract. But it definitely has like some character. I like this face over here. It looks a little bit relaxed and in repose sort of thing. This one is really goofy in the middle. It looks a bit alien. It has a little thin mouth, which I drew on because the mouth wasn't working out the other way anyways. It's sort of supposed to resemble some sort of tight tuck mouth, but yeah, I think it looks kind of strange and weird, but fun. This one has a weird hooked bottom lip. So yeah, again, it's quite expressive, but it's a little bit surreal. It's not as good as some other ones of a similar kind, but I think this is a more natural, abstract face. The other ones are a little bit quirky. So, but you know, you just have to put it on and see how it goes. It might sell for little, it might sell for a lot, I don't know, but each one is special, and obviously you get a different response at every painting. And this is another one which is on the high sales list. I'll probably sell it this week, but you never know, it might take another week before it's sold. It hasn't definitely been sold like most of the other ones that I've shown you. It's in the category of maybe. And this is special because it doesn't actually have eyes, it's just got little loops for eyes. That's what makes this one most distinctive. I like its sort of ruffles. It's got light and dark ruffle, and then it has, you know, its costume. So, yeah, it'll probably sell sometime. I don't know how much for. But I don't know when it'll be sold, but it's definitely on the high sales list. Now, this is another one which I put on the sales list this week, but it's not so far being picked up. These ones, this one and the blonde one next to it, are both hard selling items. So for some reason, not every person wants to buy a picture that looks like this, even though I think that all these pictures are very nice and attractive. But these ones are really hard to sell. I don't know whether it's the blonde locks, the big eyes, or the fact that the face covers a whole page. I don't know, but these ones are definitely high sales. I've been trying to sell them for like a month. But hopefully someone will pick them up soon. This is the first one that I'm going to sell. I used to call it Tiger Lily, but I just put on abstract face. It has really wild tiger hair, so that's why I called it Tiger Lily. But yeah, it's taking some effort to get this sold. So it's not as popular as the other ones that I've shown you so far.